Here's another interesting point that you probably haven't heard before. Do you know there is no nutrient that you get from plants that you can't get from meat? However, there's nutrients that you get from meat and animals that you cannot get from plants.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm about to research that.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Hello, people. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in again to Mr. Maxwell. I'd like to introduce a friend of mine, Vince, him and his wife. I believe she's from Venezuela, but that's another story for another day. And today I want to talk about diet that him and his wife is on. And this is a diet that I never heard of. It's a carnivore diet. They eat meat. Meat, not that they eat meat, but they eat meat and meat only. I never heard of it. I'm not sure even what the word is. What are people called that only eat meat?
According to Wikipedia, people following a carnivore diet consume high-protein animal-based products, such as beef, pork, poultry, and seafood. Some may eat dairy products and eggs. All fruits, legumes, vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds are strictly excluded. The carnivore diet is often confused with Inuit cuisine.
Okay, what are legumes? I don't want to sound a little slow here, but what are legumes?
According to Wikipedia, legumes are plants in the family or the fruit or seeds of such plants.
Oh, okay. So Vince and his wife are on a carnivore diet, and as we spoke, they eat meat and meat only, meaning if they have a steak, they eat the steak. If they have, let's say they have fries with the steak, then the fries are made of meat. Let's say they eat fried chicken. They want to fry the chicken. The flour is ground up meat, and they coat the chicken with the ground up meat turned into flour, and they fry it up. So everything is a meat diet. From what I understand, is very high in protein and pretty much the total opposite of a vegan diet, which everything is made from plant. And I spoke to a vegan earlier in another one of my videos. So here we are, in his own word, Mr. Vince Brown. Yeah, all right. How you guys doing? I guess I don't know if y'all want to tell y'all story again, how y'all met. An accident text. Then it was accident text, and then she called back and said, hey, you sound like a radio announcer.
No, he called me back. When I accident, I said, hi, good morning. And then he called me back.
Okay. And he called you back. And he was so dry. He was dry about it until he got the picture. And then it perked him up a little bit.
You seem like you want to run with that.
Yeah,
yeah,
like that.
Is that what that is? I'm being sold down the river for a good story.
Yeah, for clicks and views. I like that. So yeah, once he got that picture, it was off to the races. So how long was y'all together before y'all got married?
We're basically a total of meeting and marriage.
3 years. Nice. So wait, did y'all meet in Chicago or?
Well, actually, yeah, for our first face-to-face, she came to Chicago.
Oh, it was over the phone. So was you in Chicago at the time?
In Brazil.
You was in Brazil. You was in Vegas and made a call.
Brazil, but she lived in Vegas.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's how.
Okay.
I was in Chicago. She was in Vegas. She's from Brazil. Our meeting was chance, and after we communicated the first time, we've been strong ever since.
Nice.
But like I said, at first the beginning was kind of dry because, well, you just didn't know where this was headed because I hadn't even met her, hadn't seen her, and yet, she kept contacting, talking to me, and I would talk with her because my thing wasn't to blow off or anything, but at the same time, I just really didn't know what her angle was she trying to do this catfish thing. Even my boss was like, Vince, if I was you, I'd lose that number.
Wait,
she tried to get money out of me, she'd just be practicing. Now she took everything.
Oh man. Well, you gave her everything. She deserved everything.
Had it power.
All right. 3 years strong. I like that. So, and you've been in the United States since
9 years.
9 years. What's the difference between the United States and Brazil as far as culture and the people?
The people is, I think there's a man, American man is different than the Brazilian man. I think the American man is very sweet. Women like.
Yeah, they can't hear you. You got to.
Oh, the American man treated the women very, very
Okay.
Again, that's why I like it. The Brazilian man is
American men treat their women better than the Brazilian men do. Okay, so
100%.
Brazilian men take their women for granted, basically. And we got American men. Okay, thank you. Would you say it's a difference? So I don't know. Have you dated like other races other than Brazilian, like white men or Hispanic?
It says like the white and the black.
Yeah,
He's asking, have you ever dated like a white man or a Mexican man?
No.
just black man in Brazil.
Black and white, yes.
All right.
And my first husband in Brazil is just black.
Oh, okay. So you love the brothers.
Well, you know, Brazilian has the second population of black people, only second to Africa. So they have a larger black population than even America.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
So even though her first husband was Brazilian, he was a black Brazilian.
Oh, okay. And what's the plan for the future? To stay here or maybe travel or?
Well, my thing is, I love our life. I basically brag on it all the time because I think we have an interesting setup. Our setup is different than most. So we still have Vegas, we still have Chicago, and we still have Brazil. We basically have 3 homes. I haven't even seen that home yet, simply because of the pandemic stuff that's kind of prevented, because I won't participate in doing stuff with vaccines and taking COVID tests, and so I won't do any of that stuff. So for those reasons, because they still talk about it at the airports, asking for if you got vaccine cards and want you to take COVID tests, I won't do any of that. So I haven't been to our home there yet. She's about to go again, and I haven't been.
Brazil?
Yeah.
Visit my family.
And I was supposed to go last December, but because of the requirements, traveling internationally over there, it basically puts a damper on it for me. But the nice thing is we have the property here, so you already know because you were the agent. So we have a four-unit apartment building, and we keep an apartment there, and the other 3 are rented to pay for itself, or at least pay the majority of its costs to keep it out from coming out of our pocket. In Brazil, she owns 3 properties. 2 of them are just land, but 1 does have a home on it. She even had tenants there, but they moved out now. Our oldest son is living there in the house that we got there.
Oh, you guys got property in Brazil too?
Yeah, and in Vegas, I've been, as you already know, I've been looking for to do the same thing I did here, but the market values there and how the real estate is set up is just not good yet. It's not conducive for me to try to do the same thing there. So we literally rent an apartment. But the nice setup there is that the oldest daughter, she's married, and we share the apartment with them. It's a very nice apartment in a very nice area of it's called Henderson. And really nice building with the pools and the fitness center and everything. But we split the cost, so it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. We got our own bedroom and bathroom, and they have their own bedroom, bathroom, and of course they're there the majority of the time. Even when we're not, they're still there. But it works out nice for us instead of having to pay the whole thing out of our own pockets or them having to pay the whole thing. So these are ways that we keep our cost of living as manageable as possible. The type of job I got allows me to travel back and forth, which like during the week. Come Monday, I'm flying back to Minnesota to work. Come Friday, next Friday, I'll be flying back here. But then the following Monday, I go back to Minnesota, and then that following Friday, I'm back in Vegas again, and it'll be going to Vegas again to that home. So I like our life. I think it's cool, and we just continue to try to make it better as we go along. Keep trying to improve. If you're going forward fast enough, you're not going backward.
How does that go in Brazil? Is there, as far as land, and do you just own the land, or do you have to pay taxes on it every
No.
no taxes? You just get to own it. Not once you buy it, that's it.
That's it.
Wow, you just pay the bills. Wow. Well, it's not like that here.
No, we're gonna play.
Yeah, they keep their hand in our pockets all the time.
Wow. So that,
They don't want you to have nothing. They want you to take all the risk and do all the work, but they get to get all the benefits.
would y'all consider retiring in Brazil, or you gonna stay, or
When he retired,
whatever he want to do?
when he retired, maybe when he stayed in Brazil for 6 months.
Oh,
And then come back here and stay for 6 months.
like be snowbirds.
The goal to me, and like she's basically putting it right. I think it's good to be able to move around. I mean, there's other places in the world to see, and home will always be home. We'll always have Chicago. We'll always have Vegas. We'll always have Brazil. And like you say, we just want to go and kick back in Brazil. But like we came back. We've been as an example, we've been in Vegas, at least from my perspective, since, was it February? Yeah, February all the way up until I flew home here on Friday. So that's quite a bit of time. We've been in Vegas the whole time. Other than me go to work, come back home to Vegas, And now here we are at home in Chicago. It felt good to come home, didn't it? So here we are at home in Chicago. Eventually we'll be going back to Vegas. It'll be like it'll feel good to go home. There's aspects that I think they offer that keeps it interesting.
The different atmosphere, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that.
When we get home, it's funny because I tell our daughter, I was like, I actually miss them. They're part of my life. I know she miss them and she cuss them, but I don't think they're used to me saying it because, well, I'm the new.
Y'all don't have no pets though, right?
This is my
Okay. Well, y'all wouldn't have time traveling around that much. Pets require so much attention.
I love that. I love dogs. To me, the dog is the best. But yeah, I haven't had one in a very long time.
Oh, I want to ask you about that lifestyle you said you guys adopting, the carnivorous lifestyle. Yeah. Oh, was you just talking?
The carnivore?
Yeah. Oh, was you just?
Oh, we're carnivore.
Carnivores?
Yeah.
Just meat, everything.
Yeah. Well, animal
meat.
based.
Animal based.
So we eat
Ice
eggs, ice cream, dairy. We can eat dairy. I mean, there's different levels of carnivore. So you got some that call themselves basically on the lion diet. Lion diet. That's like in the world of vegetarians, that's a vegan. In the world of carnivores, the lion diet is like the vegan diet is to vegetarians.
The opposite of the vegan diet.
Right. They're very strict on the lion diet, where all they're eating is literally
meat, everything.
Red meat, and some salt. That's what they pretty much eat. So
And they wash it down.
huh?
And water or whatever.
Yeah. Stuff like that. But ultimately, there's basically ours is animal based. But there's a reason for that. I mean, you got to understand it's not being done out of just looking for some new fad to try out. I've been into doing health for a very long time, and because I've always had to battle with weight and things like that. So just trying to find what's optimal in good nutritional health and good living. Obviously fitness and all these aspects. And there's just a lot of things. So I've done the vegetarian thing before. I've done the vegan thing before. But I'm always studying. I'm always trying to learn. There's, I think I don't have like one doctor. I got several doctors that I tap into and learn from. And from what I've come to learn, we got it backwards with all this vegetables and stuff like that, because they've been pounding that into our heads all our lives. Oh, eat your vegetables, eat your fruits, eat your vegetables. But there's things they're just not talking about that they should be. Those vegetables, having a debate with a vegetarian or a vegan, they say stuff like, well, I think that we shouldn't eat animals. We should embrace and care for them. They'll eat you. That's my argument. It's very simple. I mean, you think that if a lion was coming along today, you could tell that lion that hey, well, listen, lion, I protected y'all. No, you gonna be dinner, and he gonna sleep like a baby afterwards. He ain't gonna think nothing of it. You just a meal.
I had never heard of the carnivorous. I didn't even know that was a thing, the carnivore lifestyle.
Yeah, well, think about it. That's because it doesn't it's not in the mainstream. It doesn't get promoted like that because it's counterproductive to those that are making money doing it the other way. If you're getting sick, it's like, what's your thoughts on taking a bunch of pharmaceutical drugs?
Right.
But they promote that. You hear it all the time in the mainstream, right? But do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a healthy life? You're sitting there sucking down a bunch of pharmaceutical drugs? No. So once again, why don't they tell you that when you look at life, how does life defend itself? So don't look at it from an animal stance. That's too limited of scope. You want to look at it from a scope of all life. So how does animals defend themselves? Typically, animals have claws, teeth. They can run, so they can either fight or they can fight or run away and things like that. Then you got some animals that have stuff like venom, like the snakes and stuff like that. Okay, they got that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does a plant, which is also alive, how does it defend itself? How does it fend itself away from predators so that its offspring can live?
Spikes?
Huh?
Like a cactus?
That would be a good point. They got spikes. What else?
Poison?
They got poison. That's the point. They can't run. They can't bite you. So they use other means, and they're the ones that have the chemicals, the compounds the poisons. So even though there's plenty of plants that can kill you instantaneously, but there's plenty of other ones, they're not killing you right away. But if you eat them, they're going to do damage inside. And we're eating those all the time.
Okay.
But
Well,
nobody seems to recognize those as a problem, and yet they are.
well, in all fairness, what about gorillas?
What about it?
They don't eat meat.
That's true. No, no.
Okay.
Your point is valid. But here's the response to that. Gorillas are not human beings. There are some animals that are made for eating plants. They're one of them. They have a totally different system in there, what they call this elongated cecum. Now you're going into making it a little more complicated with getting into the biological aspects.
Okay.
We don't have that. Maybe early man had some sort of semblance of a cecum, but we don't. We have now what would have been there is now just an appendix that is not used anymore. See, like early man, there's still elements inside of us today from early man, things that we don't even utilize anymore because we just never needed. So they have a cecum.
Wow.
They're able to, and it's just like very similar to cows, for example. Like you, that's another thing a vegan will bring up, just like gorillas, they'll bring up a cow. But they have a different digestive system. They got 4 stomachs, a cow. We don't have that. They're made to be able to, that's why we like to eat them, because they are the go-between. They can do for us what we can't do for us. They are able to break down the cellulose in plants
They
and
do have
convert it.
stomach, yeah.
So that it becomes nutrient to them. We cannot do that. We cannot break down. That's why they say, oh, you hear all this garbage, eat your fiber, eat your fiber. Why? Our bodies can't break down fiber. So they're telling you eat the fiber because the fiber is going to carry the stuff, but your body's not going to absorb that. But they're telling you, oh, but you got this microbiome in you, and all the microbes and the bacteria and stuff. This is what they eat, the good bacteria, the good microbes inside your body. That's what the fiber's for. That's their prebiotics. That's what they eat. Joe, you're not eating. Your body cannot absorb any of that.
That's very interesting. That is very interesting. As always, Brother Vince, you always got some interesting topic. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, though.
Good.
Hey, thank y'all. I appreciate that. So, this is Brother Vince and his lovely wife that he was so glad he met when he saw her picture, and I'm glad. And I wish y'all many, many, many more years. I sincerely do.
Brother Mark.
Thank you.
All right. Power to the people.
Thank you, brother.
Power to the people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for tuning. Like, subscribe, share. Questions, comments, thumbs up, thumbs down. Either way, I wish you well.